for joining us today. Welcome to the Association podcast, where we talk about the Owasso small businesses. And today we have Dana with us. She is the wax lady. Thank you for joining us today. And I always like to lead in on a very special and fun question that I ask literally everyone. And it kind of gives me an inside glimpse of who you are and how your brain operates.
Okay.
So you ready? You ready for
That's
this?
terrifying. Let's do this.
If you could get paid $1,000 for every slice of pizza you could consume on a daily basis, so like realistically on a daily basis, how many pieces of pizza could you eat consistently for an entire year?
For an entire year?
Yeah, that's the commitment. 1 year. And if you miss your quota on the number that you throw out, you owe back $5,000 per slice that you miss.
God, this sounds terrible. Like, this is literally like giving me a stomach ache just thinking about it. I mean, I do love me some pizza, but I'm going to say like I could do maybe 2 a day.
2 a day?
2 a day, but I don't think I could make it, man. I'd owe money.
You would owe at the end of the year?
Yeah.
Or are you just not a pizza lover?
I love pizza, and honestly, food is just so annoying to me. Like, I'm a foodie, but I feel like whenever I travel, you get some really good, different food. But then when you are working nonstop and you live in Owasso, there are we do have good restaurants, but you just like, we're so spoiled.
Yeah, we are.
I want variety. And so if I had to eat, I wouldn't make it in the Old Testament and I had to eat manna every single day. I would totally sympathize with them and be a big whiny baby in a way.
Yeah, it's like, man, you're providing me all this food, but you would be one of the complainers.
I would be the complainer. I want to sit there and be like, man, what a bunch of whiny babies. They're getting food every day and starving children, all that. But at the same time, I'd be a whiny baby.
So two pieces of pizza per day. That's still $2,000 a day. Still fantastic money.
I mean, I could retire.
Yeah. Pretty easily.
Yeah, I wouldn't. My body's like, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting though. Like I've heard answers from literally like 24 pieces per day to like 2. You have been the least amount so far.
Really? I'm very logical, like logistically.
Yeah. What you can use or like what you can practically consume on a daily. I mean, that sounds...
How old are these people who are telling you 24? Because I'm 42 years old.
About the same age as you.
Liars.
Yeah.
Bunch of liars. I'm like, the inflammation in my body, I would die.
I could see that's roughly a little bit more than 2 actual pizzas a day, like full pies. I'm like, I don't think I could do that personally. Like for me, I think I could probably do, if I was being aggressive, 8. If I was being more conservative, 5.
God.
I mean, I can eat a lot though.
Yeah.
I can eat a bunch. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't bother me any, but
Yeah. Back in the day, I could throw down some pizza, but now it's like your body's going, don't do that.
Don't do that anymore.
Don't do that, please.
Well, okay, this is good. It gives me an inside glimpse of who you are and how you operate. So, going into, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in this industry. You were telling me a little bit before we started that you accomplished a great feat for multiple consecutive weeks in a row on how many waxes you were doing on a daily or
that was a weekly basis.
Weekly basis.
So,
crazy.
125 Brazilians in a week. So I kind of freak out when I hear that number too. Like my body's like, my knees are going like, yeah, you did. But I started out 22 years ago. And if like 19, 20-year-old me said, hey, one day you're going to own this wax business, you're going to do like 125 Brazilians a week, I would have been like, you are smoking crack. Like, you are absolutely out of your mind. I never in my life was like, you know what? I just want to wax buttholes every day forever.
That's the sound bite right there.
Yeah, no joke. Like, it just, that did not sound good to me. Actually, I hated waxing. I avoided it because I don't want to inflict pain. I became an esthetician because they were doing facials and it was just so relaxing and you just got to make people feel good all day long. And I loved that. But in reality, that's a really difficult business. Like we've got a lot of great estheticians around town and they do a phenomenal job. I mean, like the industry has changed a lot.
Sounds like it.
And a lot of them come to me and are like, you know, how did you get so busy? And how did you stay so busy? And, you know, I've been in Owasso for 11 years now. I was born and raised here, but...
You're asking questions for me over there.
I know, I'm sorry. Yeah, I do that. I can't help it. But it's like, you know, like, how do you get started? How do you become the wax lady? And it's really interesting. I think that a lot of like small business owners that maybe beat their head against the wall and go like, what am I doing with myself right now? Like, this doesn't even make sense. They need to realize that all these stepping stones matter and they lead to something that's gonna basically build who you are. I never thought I would be the wax lady ever.
Yeah.
But there's 5 years that I was a single mom. And I had opened up in Owasso, and I thought, what have I just done? You know, I'm just sitting there staring at the door, hoping somebody comes in, you know. And, you know, I have a lot of really great people around me, and I decided after reading some books to rebrand myself as the wax lady and focus on waxing because I could put food on the table that way.
Yeah.
It was just something I could do.
What was the transition from being an esthetician to waxing? Like what was the mindset there?
The mindset was I can do a Brazilian in 5 minutes. Or no, I'm sorry, 15 minutes. So I could see a client every 15 minutes doing Brazilians. Doing a facial, you take an hour. Oh. And so I could make more money doing waxing, just being honest. And being a single mom going like, I'm going to have to do all these things.
Yeah, I need to put food on the table.
I got to figure this out.
Yeah.
And it was something that like, it's a weird thing to say that like, I was made to do this, but like, especially, I mean, I'm a Christian woman, but I feel like God literally like made me the wax lady. Like he just did.
That's cool.
It's also a ministry. Like I don't just throw that out to make anybody feel uncomfortable, but people come in and women just need to feel comfortable. They need to feel
waxing buttholes and talking about Jesus.
Yes. But you know, like, I mean, I'm 42 years old. I can't even imagine walking into a place and having like a 19-year-old me do a Brazilian wax whenever they haven't experienced childbirth. They don't have stretch marks. They don't have all the things that 42-year-old women have. Sure. And so those are my favorite people is, you know, my crew. Because then they can see that they're beautiful and they're
comfortable.
And they're comfortable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what's your, like, if you were to minister, because you mentioned it's also a ministry, like what is a typical, I'm sure everyone's different, but like what do those conversations look like? Because I'm genuinely curious at this point. Because like, is it while the waxing is going on or is it after?
Yeah. I mean, so my assistant, she's hilarious. She just started working for me last summer, and she's one of my favorite people and a good friend. And she actually started out as a client, and then we became good friends, and then now she's working for me. And whenever she first started, we would be coming out of, like, me and my client would be coming out of the room, and a client would be in tears hugging me, and I'm like, it's gonna be okay, you know, like, and Tina's just watching, and she's like, about the, you know, 12th person that has done this in a week, she was like, oh my gosh, like, what is going on in there? You're just like a little therapist, aren't you? And I'm like, man, you know, I see these people every single month, and I there's a connection. I'm seeing the most intimate part of them. And so a lot of times people are like, so I killed a guy once, but nobody has ever said that. But like whenever you're vulnerable, you'll basically you just say a lot.
Yeah.
Like you're nervous talking to. But there's moms that their kids are going off to college, or their kids are struggling, or maybe they're going through a divorce and they are scared and they don't know what to do, or maybe they're losing their job. Like, I've got to walk through pregnancies and losses and just watch people's lives.
Yeah.
And so when they're walking back in, I'm like, all right, how was the date?
How did it go? Yeah.
Yeah. How was this? And,
That's cool.
or they're scared because their kids are going crazy, and I'm like, I'm going to be praying for you. And they come in and they're just like, thank you so much. A lot of people just need to be seen, and I'm seeing them, I guess. I mean, I joke, but it's true.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is the most intimate part of yourself.
Yeah.
It sounds like there. So, that's really cool. So you started doing 125 a week, and then what did that kind of transition into over the course of the past 11 years? It sounds like.
So let's see. It'll be 11 years in July, over by the high school. And gosh, I was doing facials the first 3 years, but I was really seeing a lot of people wanting the Brazilians, and I started really liking doing them. Like, I mean, I didn't love it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I could do it, and I enjoyed that people were happy with it and happy with the results. So, so I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to do facials anymore. I'm going to focus on this. And I'm kind of my husband and I remarried 5 years ago, and we love to geek out about business and marketing and stuff. And so he really was a huge help with like really coming up with some great ideas and marketing. But, about after 3 years, I rebranded the Wax Lady, doing all of that. And for a couple of years, I wasn't taking new clients because it was just, I couldn't. I mean, I was booked 2 months out. Everybody was already angry with me because they couldn't get in whenever they wanted to get in. And so that's why a lot of people didn't know about my business for a long time. I don't really know what happened, that someone, like a doctor, was like, you should do laser. And I've heard a lot of horror stories about the laser business. A lot of people getting taken advantage of, a lot of people not seeing results or things like that. And I'm hearing this from my clients directly. Something that's always been a passion of mine is just helping women who have like hormonal hair growth issues, PCOS, managing that. And I thought, God, if I could do laser, I could help find a better solution for these people. And so I started kind of looking into that. I invested in it 5 years ago. And whenever I did that, I start lasering all these people. Well, they weren't needing any more services. So all of a sudden my books start opening up. I'm like, oh crap, I gotta
market again.
I gotta start marketing again and open up the clientele. And so I opened the schedule up, start seeing new clients. And
so do you think the laser was like one of the biggest things that helped you grow your business?
I think ultimately the biggest pull is the waxing. I mean, it's what I'm known for. And once they get in and they kind of see how we do things differently when it comes to the laser, we market the laser different than most companies do. We don't do contracts. We don't lock people into like, you got to buy 6 to 10, because really, being the fact that I've waxed people for such a long time, I can tell like everyone's unique. Everyone's very, very different. And so that means laser is going to be very different for the individual too. And so I really focused on that. Like, we cater to the individual. We've tried to find a solution that's going to help each person in their unique
That's cool.
chemical makeup, you know, to find what works.
But it did allow you to open up to see more clientele. So, I mean,
Then we've got a couple of technicians and
cool.
And what I love is just the office. Like, I don't have employees, so, you know, I pay them commission, and I pay them more than anybody in the state. And the reason why is because they are going to care about their clients way more.
Yeah.
If it's their own business too. And so it's definitely a mindset whenever you come in, that all these women I want them to be as successful as I am.
Yeah.
I want them to do as well, because then it's going to reflect in our clients too. Like, they're going to have success.
Do they do their own marketing and to get clients?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But you allow them to use your brand as like the basically
absolutely.
the brokerage, essentially.
And I encourage them to brand their own name too, just to have, like, for instance, Crystal, she's one of my technicians and one of my dearest friends, and she's been with me for 4 years, and her business is called Bare Beauty Laser. So it's totally different and separate. I mean, she's listed on my website, but then she has her own website.
Okay, cool.
And so she's her own individual self. And what's really cool about watching her grow is she invested in her own machine, which is a different machine. But now she's got her own business. She was able to leave the hospital. She's able to provide for her family.
Cool.
Like, it's a really cool environment there.
How does commission work on stuff like that then? If they're like renters, is it more of like is it per sale, or is it just per the month?
So she doesn't specifically rent a space from me.
Okay.
She just comes in and she actually moved next door. So she rents a space next door for her machine. Okay. But then she'll just come over and work. And so it's strictly commission.
Oh, so it's back and okay.
But then cool. I do have other girls in the office that they are booth rent, and they have access to the machine as well. Cool. And they just, we just work it like it's their own business. Yeah. They get to like rent the machine, I guess.
That's awesome.
It's kind of neat layout. There's a lot of business owners that strongly disagree with the way that I run my business.
I mean, it's your business.
It is.
Yeah.
I sleep really good at night.
Yeah. All the haters out there, it's her business.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny. I mean, you think about turnover and all of that. I've had zero turnover. Like, nobody's left. All the girls that have been in the office with me have been in there for probably over 5 years. Wow. So everyone's really happy, and I think that's critical. Like, when you treat your people like family, you treat them the way you want to be treated. Mm-hmm. And I've always felt like if you live generously, like, life is going to be generous to you. Mm-hmm. It's going to come back. Yeah. And so
you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you're putting out there. I mean, it'll eventually come back in hopefully a good way.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always ups and downs, but I could tell you, like, my clients, they call themselves the V Squad. Okay. Yeah. And it's hilarious. And I don't know what I would do without them.
Yeah.
I mean, these women that, yes, I've poured myself into them, but they have poured just as much into me.
Yeah. And
God, like, you can't, like, I'm so blessed. Mm-hmm. I'm so lucky.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of roller coaster moments, and being in the med spa, like dabbling in that industry, having the laser, there's been a lot of complications. I had a laser that broke down, and basically the company was not great how they handled it. And I thought, well, this is it. Like, I'm toast. Like, there's nothing I can do. Like, I've poured everything into this. It was going really well, and their machine failed. And when that happened, I thought, there's no way I'm going to recover. There's just no way. I'm going to have to file bankruptcy. And instead, there was a client who took it upon themselves and said, and put something out there without my permission and said, hey, like Dana's always been there for us. We need to be there for her. And they raised $10,000 to help me like get back on track.
Wow.
And I've never heard of any, I mean, like, no, I've never heard of anything like this, you know, they're
So
just,
cool.
they're amazing people.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you treat them right though. I think there's a big difference between running a business and pouring your heart into your business, right? Because anyone can run a business.
Yeah.
Anyone can do it. But the people who really care about their clientele, what they do, how they do it, what impact they're making, those are the people that go far in business and show up day in and day out for their clients. I mean, it's amazing, really, truly. What do you think is like the funnest story that you've had with okay, how about craziest story?
Oh God, that's even worse. You don't even want to know. Like, for any of my regulars who are listening, they're like, "Oh, we know some stories."
You don't have to go into like graphic detail, but
no, you won't ever want that question. That's like a dangerous, loaded question to ask a wax person, because, like, let me tell you, like, I have got to be around some of their technicians and talk to them, and it's hilarious just to be like, oh man, I'm not alone in all of this, because you'll have some doozies. And I think the funniest thing that I feel comfortable saying, because I'll never talk about people. I mean, like, I've told stories, but I won't ever use a name or anything.
Yeah.
But this lady, she would be like, oh, I don't care. You can tell them my story. I don't care. So this lady, she came in. She was a new client, and she's so funny. Like, God, I guarantee you right now, she's listening. She's like, crap, she's about to talk about me. But, well, let's step back one. I had a client come in, and she goes, has anybody ever fallen off the table before? And I'm like, no. And this was probably, I don't know, 6 years ago. And I was like, no one's ever fallen off the table before. Thank God. Literally the very next client who comes in. She's new client. She was nervous as all get out, like super, super nervous. And so she comes in, and she's 100 miles an hour. She's like a little hummingbird. I can't even begin to explain it, but she was just all over the place. And there's a part at the end whenever we're doing the booty crack that I will say, like, okay, roll to your left side. I'm just going to get your tail end here, and then we're done. And she was like, okay. And she just rolled over real fast and just went right off of the table. But then she flew back up like a cat and just like hopped back up on the table. And I was just sitting there watching all this, like, holy crap, did that just happen? And she was like, I'm fine. It's okay. I'm okay. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I was like, this isn't your fault. It's my last client. She totally jinxed you. So I texted her later that night, and I was just like, hey, I know that things like that feel embarrassing, but I just need to make sure you're okay, because your adrenaline's running, and then you're embarrassed. And she was like, yes, I'm fine. Next time I'll bring some tie-down straps, and I'll be able to stay on the table. But
or just don't roll off ferociously.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And she comes back. She's been back with me ever since.
Well, good. Well, after that first experience, I mean, what worse things could happen after that?
Oh,
right?
I know. There's things. There's a lot of things that are crazy things that happen in that room. But yeah.
Well, cool. I'll save all the fun stories for maybe later, a later date there. How do you know Megan, our president?
So Megan, she when she had Dodwell Designs, I was a customer of hers. I followed her when she was over at a different location over by Reesers. Yeah. And I love all of her stuff. And so when she opened her shop, I was always a frequent customer, and she's just so like. She's very likable. She is. She's very likable, and she's really good at this. This makes me so happy that you guys are doing this. Cool. Because she's gonna nail it. Yeah. Like, she really cares about the businesses here in town.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to tell everybody, I'm like, this is huge. This is really big for Owasso.
Keep telling people about it.
Oh,
We're almost done with an application on your phone for like everyone that is a member will get to like have access to it, and we can all talk about like our business wins, and you know, there's just ways to connect internally with business owners, right? It's something that I think is greatly needed.
It is
here in town. And you know, especially someone who is just posting up shop in Owasso, like who is everyone? How do I get connected? Like who's a roofer here in town? I just bought a house here, right? Stuff like that. I mean, instead of going to maybe Facebook groups, because Facebook groups, I love them for the most part, but sometimes it's like in search of a good roofer in town, and you have 500 comments, and it's like, okay, like I want like a trusted source from like, because yes, all these tags are great, but like, how do you really know like who the best one is? And like, you got to reach out to every single one of them. I'm not going to reach out to 500 people, you know, but.
Well, you know, it was cool. I had this lady come in my office and she was in town on business. And I just said, you know, like, how did you find me? And she was like, well, I worked for the FBI. Like she was like, I worked for them, and then now I do contracts for them. And basically, like, I do a lot of cyber stuff. And she's like, I have no idea half of the language that she just used. But she was like, organically, 75% of the thing, I don't know. She said it was like 75% of the region of this area. And I was like, oh, of Owasso? And she was like, no, of Northeast Oklahoma. Prefer to go to you.
Really?
And I was like, what? Which in a way, like, sometimes again my knees were like, yeah, I agree with that, but I was like, how did you? And I'm like, all right, FBI.
What kind of
I went home and I was like, the FBI like thinks that I'm the #1 recommended wax person.
Well, hey, that's a good post to talk about there.
I know. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah. As far as community goes, that's really the driver behind the association. And if you could maybe not look into the camera, but like tell if someone, a business owner is listening to this, if there was anything that you could say to a business owner to join the association, what would that be?
So, you know, like, I'm about the heart, and a local who has poured into the community. And I feel like the biggest thing that you're going to see with the association, especially just knowing Megan, I feel like I know her well. Like, it wasn't even a question for me. Like, she started to be like, I'm going to do this, and we're going to do some of this, and I'm going to send you some information. I was like, Megan, I'm in. Like, if you're doing it, I'm in. Like, I don't even think I read, because it was like, oh yeah, you have this podcast thing. And I'm like, what? That's cool. Like, I don't know how many times I've been like, I didn't know that was part of it. And she was like, did you read the packet? And I'm like, no, I didn't.
Because I trust you, right?
Yeah, I trust her. And I think everybody who doesn't know her, you should know that before the association was even around, her heart was geared to the community. Her heart was like, hey, small businesses need to be seen.
Yeah.
And that little part alone, that is enough.
Yeah.
That was enough for me.
Yeah.
And I'm already seeing, I had no idea what to expect. And I'm already just seeing really good things from this.
The fact that it is growing as fast as it is really cool to see. Like, the first time I ever met Megan, and I love telling this story. So we're sitting here in the office, and that desk used to be over here, and we were all working in here, and she opens the door slowly.
Oh.
Very slowly. And she peeks her head around the corner. She goes, is this like a place that I can come in to? And I'm like, depends on what you're about to do.
That sounds right.
And she's like, oh, I need a website. I was like, yeah, sure. You can sit down. We'll chat. I was like, what is going on? Who
Yeah.
are you?
Who are
And
you? Are you about to be a creeper? I
yeah,
don't know.
I'm like, oh my goodness. But then she wrote me into being the treasurer and everything like that. But she, I mean, like you said, within the first 10 or 15 minutes of talk, like listening to her talk about like her passion about small businesses of Owasso.
Yeah.
I mean, so I've lived here for, since I was 15 years old, and like, I have seen a lot of businesses come and go out of Owasso, and I was like, I'm so happy that you're doing this. How can I help? How can I be a part of it? And she's like, well, you can build the website, and if you want to sit on the board. And I'm like, man, I got a gajillion things going on, but you know what? That sounds like a lot of fun, because if I can meet new people, see where they're at, how can we help you? And because, I mean, I hate it when people come in and then they leave pretty quickly out of here. So whatever we can do to like help give resources or just promotion or eyeballs, really.
Yeah.
Because that's how a lot of small businesses die, is they don't have enough eyeballs on them on like what it is that they're doing.
Yeah.
And whatever we can do to help, that's why this exists. So
Right. I mean, Owasso, we saw a lot of businesses closing in the last couple of years. And I'm not, I mean, like, I even came close in the fall, just even with how busy I am, but that I thought, man, if things don't pick up soon, like, I'm going to have to consider an exit strategy.
yeah.
And that is not something that I wanted to do. But
I think a lot of people are feeling that right now.
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure.
It's not just a you thing. It's I think it's really a a worldwide thing, really. The economy is really weird right now.
Yeah, it is.
Really, really. Rates are going down.
Yeah.
But inflation is higher than it's ever been right now. So we're
I just went to Sam's and bought some beef, and I was like, dear God, okay.
well, what?
Like, and who am I? Like, I don't think I've ever paid attention to that. And I'm like, is this like some new thing in your 40s that you like graduate into? And you're like, did you see the price of beef the other day? Like, my God. And I'm like, no, I think it really is the inflation.
Price of eggs have gone up 30 cents.
Yeah, ridiculous. But.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think everyone's feeling it. Like in the fall, it was for me too. It was like it got slow because everyone holding on to the money right now because holidays are coming up or whatever. But springtime, everyone is out and about and things are going great again. But like it's kind of scary when all of a sudden things slow down for a second. You're like, uh-oh. What happened?
Yeah.
what are we gonna do, right? But in those moments, though, do you have like, what do you start doing in order to get people in the door in those sort of scary moments?
I start praying.
Good.
That's it. No, I mean, actually, yes, that's it.
Yeah.
I really do feel like that's it. But there's a time, especially as a business owner, that creativity, when all the chaos starts happening, a lot of that creativity can get locked up and it starts snowballing. And so sometimes I think the best thing to do is to take a step back and just go like, all right, like, let's think outside of the box. Let's come up with a plan.
Yep. New services, new.
Yeah. I mean,
whatever.
like I just call on my V squad really, but I've got those people, which is, so I'm lucky, I'm fortunate, but people have to learn to come together as a community and network better and voice some things. I always feel like being part of that network is critical. So just as much as I've gotten poured into, you have to be pouring out the same.
Yep.
And so that's usually where I'm looking at the balance. I'm like, where's the balance at? And sit down and like work it out. I don't know.
And pray. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I mean that's a huge part of it too. If you're a believer, I mean, that
Yeah.
God doesn't want you to close your doors, you know?
No.
I mean, especially if you've put as much into this as you have. I mean, no, absolutely.
I think the biggest, I mean, in the last year, so in September, whenever I was like, oh man, I'm going to have to close my doors. It wasn't like, I was like, God, you know, if you could do me a favor and just save my butt, that would be great. It literally was just taking a step back and going like, I trust you. Like no matter what, God, like you have this. And I think so many times, especially with the amount of hype that's going on in the country and like the division that's going on, and you sit there and you go like, who do I believe? What am I supposed to do? You know, like how do I run my business? How do I, you know, have friends and everything else? Like a lot of people are turning against each other. I've seen it more than I ever have in my entire life.
Yeah.
And ultimately, what saved my business in September is literally like my pastor was just like, instead of waking up in the morning and looking at the news and just start panicking about everything, like why don't you just take some time and spend some time with God and like just remember who you are.
Yep.
And remember that we're supposed to love people.
Yeah.
And everything's going to be okay.
Yep.
And I'm not kidding you. That following week, I didn't go to the like prayer going like, God save me. I just went to prayer going like, God, help my heart. Like help me to see the people. Help me to do what you've called me to do.
Yeah.
And I know that everything else will be okay. And I say this really lightly because people can take it however they want to take it. That following week, I had double in what I've made in a week in over a year.
Wow.
I mean, like literally where there were spaces of people, like empty spots where I couldn't have anybody coming or didn't have anybody come in. People were just walking in the door going, I need an appointment. Or they're like, I'm here for an appointment. And I go, you don't have an appointment.
Yep.
Over and over. Like to where it was almost, it was like, crazy.
It was like weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you're showing off now. Like,
yeah.
And honestly, every week since then has been, I've made exactly what I need to make to pay my bills and to keep the doors open and to feed or, you know, like pay my employees. I didn't mean for it to turn into a testimony, but you know, it literally.
Well, it is.
It is.
I mean, you are a walking testimony.
I feel like it.
I mean, that's similar story with me too. Like, you know, in January, I was like, I trust you, God. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't have anything else really to say other than that.
Yeah.
You know, like if you want me to continue doing this, you will provide a way.
Yeah.
And, it wasn't that month. I think God wanted me to walk through a season of uncomfortability of like, I'm a very ambitious person. So like, I want to like grow fast and, you know, headstrong, go, you know, all into it. I think he wanted me to like slow down and be intentional on the foundation of my business.
Yeah.
And then in, you know, March of this year, everything all of a sudden it was insane. Like all of a sudden just the floodgates opened again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot of that does have to do with the market and, you know, it's springtime now, right? But also I think
yes and no, you know, like,
yes and no though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I know the majority of that. I mean, the cool part about it is I know that it's God. Mm-hmm. Right. Because I cannot force anyone to do business with me.
Right.
That's the fun part about that is like I can't force a business owner to spend money with me.
Yeah.
Or so I can help their business or whatever. But like at the same time, like he provided those doors to be opened so I can, you know, walk through those. So sounds
it's
similar.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because people are like, well, what did you do different? How did you save it? Like what did you do some promos? Did you do some marketing? And I'm like, man, I'm telling you, like, this is it. I get up every morning and I read my Bible, and that's literally what changed everything.
That's the best marketing you can do, by the
way. It
way.
really is. And it really is. I think, honestly, what it does is it changes how you see people. It completely changes your entire day and your outlook, because now I go to work And I mean, I was pretty burnt out. People are like, oh, how do you deal with burnout? I'm like, well, I was burnt out like 10 years ago. I've been doing this for 22 years.
Yeah.
And like waxing is not, it's hard on your body. You're standing all day, you're tired. And a lot of people are nervous and they ask a lot sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. But when your mind is right and your heart is right and you're like, God, I surrender this day to you, and whatever is coming in the door, help me to see them and help me to hear them, like help me to be who you need me to be.
Yeah.
And when you change that mindset, like all of a sudden your heart is full and you go to work with joy in your heart. I mean, like it changes you and people can see that and they gravitate towards that. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Wow. So powerful there.
Yeah.
For sure. If you had any final thoughts for a business owner or just any business owners or any potential customers, what parting thoughts would you give them?
That's tough. Like there's a lot of young people that come into me and they're like, man, maybe I could do this for a living. And I'm like, well, hold on a second, like opening a business is tough. My dad and both my parents, they opened a company. They're retired now. They sold their company 2 years ago and retired. And so I watched them be small business owners, and the stress that comes along with that. And they had a successful business but it took a lot of grit and a lot of hard work.
I think it takes everything from you.
It does take everything. It's man, like where do you find that strength? Right?
Yeah.
And so for new business owners, just knowing that like this is what you're going to sign up for, and there's going to be days that you totally get your butt kicked and handed to you, and you just got to be like, all right,
I've had plenty of them. It's like, oh my gosh, 8 o'clock at night, I'm having to answer an email, and that's not like bad per se, but also, I mean, in a corporate job or somewhere where you can clock out at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
you
done.
Never clock out.
You're done. I could get a call late at night and I gotta be in work mode, and I've worked hard to try to set boundaries on those things. But I mean, probably better than I do at this point. Like there are no boundaries. Really.
There are no boundaries. And it's so different now because there's 50 ways to get a hold of you.
Yes. Yeah. Instagram, Facebook, your
everything.
Personal phone number, your business line.
Yeah. I have 2 phones. One's a business line. I did that about a year ago, and I've been trying to just get that number out there and ask people to send it to that. And really, it's just like mental health is such a big deal. And
it is.
It's like whenever I have young people coming in that are like, I act like I'm 85 years old, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So whenever I have people who are new to the business and they're just getting started and I'm like, look how cute and unstressed you are. That's adorable. But I'm just like, set these boundaries right now.
Yeah.
Set yourself up right. Get a good CPA, a good one that can set you up.
That will take care of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That knows.
Get a bookkeeper.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I feel like I've done everything the wrong way. I've learned it the hardest possible way.
Yeah.
But you get up.
Set a budget too. That's one of, as far as advice goes, set a budget for like how to grow your business.
Yeah.
On like consistent, like just how you balance your budget personally on like, okay, I spent $500 in groceries here. I spent, this over here month over month. Look at those trends. Okay. Why in the world did I spend $2,000 in March
Yeah.
on this thing, but for the rest of the year, I only spent 1,000
Right.
per month. Like, what happened in March? What do I need to prepare for next year?
Yeah.
Like, is there something coming up? Right. So it just allows you to have visibility on your business, and then you're like, okay, I can plan for growth here.
Yeah.
If I can see a trend on what came in November and what my overhead was over the past 5 years, I'm like, okay, wow. Okay. Now I know that November is my heaviest month for some weird reason. And
Right. Yeah. My husband's very big on this too. He's all about tracking numbers. And it was funny when we first started dating, he has a cybersecurity business here in town. And when we first started dating, he was like, seeing how I operated, I literally still operated out of a paper schedule. And he was like, this is not going to work. Like, how do you know your numbers? I'm like, I don't know, because Square tells me.
Money comes in.
Yeah, like the bank.
Yeah.
Duh. And he was like, no, you can't properly measure everything. And it was so uncomfortable to switch to digital. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I hate digital anything, but now I love it.
Because it's your best friend.
It is your best friend.
Yeah.
And you want to see those numbers. Those numbers are very, very critical. Yeah. To keep track of your growth. And yeah.
Cool. Well, Dana, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure that we get some more people to the V Squad.
Yes. No, thank you so much for having me. This is so cool that you guys are doing this.
Absolutely.
I love this.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks.